Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to install Rocky Linux 10.2 if you have an NVIDIA card. And to do that, I've created some shell scripts. If you have a modern NVIDIA video card, you're going to use these first two, depending on which desktop environment you want. GNOME will be this one, KDE for this one. And then I've got the legacy scripts here. I do need somebody to test those. I don't have a legacy NVIDIA card to test those out. But if we scroll down, you can see here we've got easily install Rocky Linux 10.2 paired with NVIDIA drivers and your choice of KDE Plasma or GNOME desktop environments. And this is just saying I'm not liable for any data loss that you may incur during using these scripts, which if you're just installing Rocky for the first time, you shouldn't have anything on your machine. And as always, it's great to have a backup copy, anything that's important. Please check back once the official video goes live to follow me step by step. Well, that's what we're doing right now. And then I've got a link to a video. It's just an unboxing of the video card that I'm using in this video. Okay, and it's got the full breakdown here. NVIDIA splits its driver support based on a presence of the on-chip hardware component called an GSP, the GPU system processor. And basically what that breaks down, it's got two different sets of video drivers now. You've got the NVIDIA-Open and the CUDA-drivers, right? So the modern hardware, which what I've got, 5060 Ti, it also supports the 40X, 30X, 20X, and 16X. Older hardware includes, for all our GTX 1080 fans out there. And I've got a call for testers. The legacy scripts are currently experimental. Like I said, I don't have a video card laying around that's old enough to test out the legacy scripts. But we'll run through the install instructions. Basically, we're going to download the Rocky Linux 10.2 DVD ISO from the official rockylinux.org/download page. During the install, this is super important, we're going to make sure that we select Server, the option that does not have the GUI, under our software selection screen, and we'll run through that together, so don't worry about it. I'm just doing an overview right now. Environment setup and execution. Once your system boots into your TTY, log in and execute the following commands. So once we get done with the graphical install, that's when we'll take care of these steps here. And you'll notice all we have to do is go grab git, and then we'll clone the repository that you see here. We'll make our shell files executable, and then we'll pick either GNOME or KDE. In this example, I'm going to use KDE. And once we're booted up into KDE, I'm going to show you the toolbox. This is what that looks like. Basically what this application gets us is we can go in and check all the different apps that we want to install, go into the Remove tab, select all the applications that we don't want. Once we've made all of our selections, we come in and select this Run Selected Task, and it'll install and remove everything in one go. But we'll run through that together. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to the Rocky Linux machine that I've been testing this on, and I'll see you over there. And here's a quick preview of what it's going to look like after we run the Rocky Linux install scripts for NVIDIA. I'm going to show you how to get this wallpaper and theme out with the colors to match. Also, I've got the Toolbox installed, and there's our NVIDIA driver working. Version 610.43.02. Today is July 14th, so depending on when you watch this video, this driver may be updated by then. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get to the scripts. Okay, I'm at my boot menu here. I'm going to press enter on my USB stick. And this time, instead of just pressing enter here, we're going to press E. And on this Linux EFI string, I'm going to go all the way to the end where it says quiet, do a space there and do nomodeset. And then we're going to press F10. And that should get us to the installer. We're going to select our language here and hit continue. Select your time zone. Here's the most important piece of this. We go into software selection. Default is server with a GUI. We want this second option, server, just the server, no GUI. So we're going to install that with the script. So after we've done that, then we're going to go select our hard drive we want to install, and we're going to let it do automatic partitioning. So just select this free up space by removing or shrinking the partitions. Click done. And then I've already got Rocky installed where I was testing, so I'm just going to delete all, reclaim. And here's kdump. This is more for servers that need a log file. If a crash occurs on a server, you need to be able to go back and look at logs for that. But since this is going to be a workstation, we're going to unselect kdump. And then if you had a wireless card, you can go in here and set that right here within the installer. I'm using hardwired, so I'm good there. And then let's create our user. Select done. And then we're just going to do begin install. Okay, and that install did complete, so it's going to reboot the system. And I'm going to unplug my USB stick. Alright, and then now that we've gotten to our TTY here, we're just going to sign in. If you're following along from the GitHub page, you'll notice that the install script basically runs all in one go now, instead of having 5 or 6 different steps like before. But we're going to do a sudo dnf install git. So we'll get git installed, and then we'll go ahead and do a git clone, https github.com / the Linux IT guy Rocky scripts .git, and then we want to cd into that. Let's go ahead and do that. We're in our folder. We can tell that by running ls to list, and then we still want to do a chmod user executable. We'll do a star for all and .sh. So that's going to make all of our shell files executable. And then you've got an option. You can do gnome or KDE. I'm going to do the KDE, so I'm going to do a // start typing KDE and press tab. It automatically spells it out. And then I'm just going to press enter on that and let it install. All right, and the script is now complete. So it says, please reboot your system to apply the changes. That's what we'll do. We'll do a reboot. Press enter. Okay, and the last thing I want to show you on my phone footage is this white screen for the login. KDE is installed, but for some reason the default that it comes with has that crazy looking white SDDM theme. So let me just click through this, finish, and let's fix that real quick, and then I'll switch over to OBS for the rest of the video. So let's go to themes, and then login screen SDDM, and let's just select this breeze here, and then apply. Put in your password. We'll also change the picture that it uses. All right, and we'll just close this out, and let's do a quick reboot real fast so I can show you that that login screen looks better. And now you can see we've got a much better login experience. So I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to switch to OBS for the rest of the video. And I'll show you how to customize the desktop to make it look like the preview earlier. All right, and here we are in Rocky Linux. You can see we've got the default theme here. So let's just go into a terminal, and let's do NVIDIA SMI. And we'll see we've got our NVIDIA driver as well as the temperature, and it's showing the card correctly, GeForce RTX 5060 Ti. It looks great. Let's do a Fastfetch. It shows us running Rocky Linux 10.2, Linux kernel 6.12. It's got 8 flat packs, a little under 2000 RPM packages. The shell is bash 5.2.26. We're running desktop environment KDE Plasma 6.6.4. The window manager is KWin, and that's running Wayland. The terminal, of course, is console 25.12.3. There's our GPU showing correctly, and it is a discrete graphics card. Memory is 2.5 out of our 16. All right, now let's go ahead and theme this up. So go into global theme, and I am going to change it into the dark. Press apply there, and then right click, go into our desktop wallpaper. Let's go to add, and I've downloaded the Rocky Linux wallpaper, and I'll include that in the description. There it is. Let's go back into theme, and I want to go to colors, and I want it to pick an accent from the wallpaper that we just selected. So now we get that cool green look. All right, and then as well as the login screen, we can go in here and let's change that to our wallpaper as well. Just hit apply, put in our password. So now when we sign into the machine, we'll be greeted with this wallpaper as well. And you notice when we changed our theme here, it changed our super. So we'll go into this and just type in XFCE to get the Rocky Linux icon back. So now we've got our Rocky Linux themed out. If you notice down in the system tray, we've got the little rocket. If we click on that, we've got our power profile. It's set to performance. I'm just going to drag that to the middle to balance, so I don't need performance mode. Okay, and let's say we don't want Firefox, we want the Zen browser. So let's go grab the Toolbox. We'll do a git clone https github.com/the Linux IT guy /toolbox.git. We'll let that clone the repo. All right, and then we want to cd into Toolbox, and then we're just going to do a // start typing Linux. It's Linux IT guy Toolbox. Press enter, and this brings up our toolbox. In the right hand corner, we've got supported distros. This app does support Arch, Debian, and Fedora, which really in this case we should have that say RHEL, because Rocky Linux is based off of Red Hat, so is Fedora. The bottom left, we've got our distribution name and our package manager. And so what we want to do is we want to go under the Install tab, select Zen. Under the Remove tab, select Firefox. And we'll just go to the Run, select Task, type in our password, and give that a run. All right, that did complete, so we'll go ahead and close that out. And without me having to remove the shortcut here, since this is our default browser and there's no other browser installed now, it went ahead and swapped out the icon for me. So all I have to do is click on the icon. Welcome to a calmer internet. Your workspace, your color. So I'm just going to select this green to keep that theme going. Next. Dive in. So now we have Rocky Linux themed out with our Zen browser as default, and the Toolbox is installed and it does work. The script does install MPV. Okay, one other thing, if you wanted to change the cursor, we can go into themes, then click on the three dots and we want to get new. And then I want to search for by beta. There's ice. I'm just going to do classic here. We'll do install from the tar file. And that did download. And then I'll highlight it here. Hit apply. We've got our custom cursor, our custom background, our custom theme. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you found the video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.